Hi there and welcome to another quick revision talk through by me, the history tutor. And today we're looking at the AQA topic of the First World War, 1894 to 1918, conflict and tension. And we're going to be looking at why the Schlieffen Plan fell by the end of 1914 and how the First World War turned to trench warfare. So firstly, what was the Schlieffen Plan? Well, the Schlieffen Plan was the plan of a man called General von Schlieffen, devised in the early 1900s to solve the problem of Germany being encircled by the Franco-Russian alliance. So how did this plan work? Well, firstly, the plan was to attack France first, quickly knock them out of the war before turning back to face Russia. Of course, in 1870, France had been knocked out quite quickly by Germany, so they thought they could do it again. They would attack France through Luxembourg and Belgium, and then encircle Paris in 40 days before going east to attack Russia. Schlieffen believed that France, desperate to get Alsace-Lorraine back after losing it in the Franco-Prussian War of 1870, would attack Alsace-Lorraine first, and that meant by attacking through Luxembourg and Belgium, they could surround the French army and defeat it easily. He also believed that Russia, backward and slow as it was, would take up to 2 months to mobilise its army, giving Germany plenty of time to attack France and in turn to attack Russia. Well, what problems were there with the Schlieffen Plan? Well, number one, a Schlieffen Plan attacked France first. This ensured a larger war if the original conflict involved Russia, like we see the actual war that does develop. So a local war becomes a big European war. Secondly, attacking through Belgium might bring Britain into the war. Britain had a long-standing treaty with Belgium. Thirdly, in 1906, General Moltke changed the plan to only invade France through Belgium, Luxembourg, and not through the Netherlands. This reduced the encirclement arc around Paris because Moltke wanted to use fewer soldiers and maybe have some in reserve to hold the line against the French or even against the Russians. And then fourth idea here is that Russia lost a war to Japan in 1905. Obviously, Schlieffen wasn't to know the implications of this. Russia started to rapidly modernise their army and their railways. This meant larger armies could move more quickly to attack Germany. So then, why did the Schlieffen Plan fail and we get trench warfare develop? So firstly, the Belgian army resisted the German army coming through Belgium. They didn't just let them march through. And at the fort of Liège, the German armies held up for 5 days. Also, the invasion of Belgium did, of course, bring Britain into the war. They declared war on Germany. And 100,000 professional soldiers of the British Expeditionary Force quickly rallied into France to stop the German invasion, and they held up the Germans at the Battle of Mons. German soldiers moved too quickly as well for their supply lines. By the time they were 40 kilometres from Paris in the Marne region, they lacked food, medicines and military supplies. Of course, as predicted from our problems, the Russian army mobilised more quickly than expected. They had more railway lines, a more modern system now than they had before 1905. So it only took 2 weeks, 10 days to start invading Germany. So Germany had to reduce the forces in the west that were attacking through Belgium and send 100,000 soldiers to the east to hold the Russian army that was invading. This slowed the advance through Belgium and weakened the German army. Also, a loss of soldiers to fight Russia meant that the arc to surround Paris had to be reduced even further. This meant all German soldiers marched through the Marne and were held up by the British and French soldiers. The Schlieffen Plan obviously was too narrow now. If they had a wider arc, they could have surrounded the British and French army and then pushed on to Paris. So the Schlieffen Plan was defeated at the Battle of Marne. So what happened at the Battle of Marne? So 6 December 1914, the British and French attacked the German First Army under their General von Kluck. Von Kluck's First Army and von Bülow's Second Army were forced apart. A gap was created between them, and the British Expeditionary Force marched into that gap with the hope of encircling one, if not both, of the armies. This caused von Bülow to react by retreating his army to stop an encirclement, and von Bülow followed. After 2 or 3 days of retreating, the German soldiers dug in and made trenches with machine gun posts and barbed wire to halt their retreat and stop the advancing British army. The British army, unable to get through the trenches, they dug in as well, and by late September both sides were in trenches facing each other. To defeat the other, each side then tried to go around the side of them to outflank them around their trenches. This led to trenches spreading eastwards towards the mountains and westwards towards the sea to stop the other side outflanking them. Battles took place around the outflanking manoeuvring. So the first Battle of Ypres, 19th October to 22nd November 1914, was one of the big battles that tried to do this. There was over 120,000 British soldiers killed or wounded in this battle. By the end of November 1914, both sides had reached the English Channel coast in what was called the Race to the Sea. Importantly, Britain had secured their channel ports in northern France, like Calais, to secure their supply line from Britain. There were over 400 miles of trench line in 1914, and clearly the War of Mobility was over. Well, I hope you found that talk through useful and you revised your knowledge well. And if you did, have a look through it a few more times and revise your knowledge in detail. Listen to me talk you through the key knowledge and hopefully it will sink in ready for your exams. You can also have a look at my revision guide for those key notes and you can read through them a number of times to help that knowledge sink in. And then have a look at an exam question to practice your skills. I've got lots of exam questions in my revision guides where I'm talking you through how to answer the questions in detail for top grades. So do take a look at my revision guides. If you're not going to get a revision guide, then do take a look at my playlist, subscribe to my channel, and there's loads of help there for you as well. Well, hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.